Somewhere in history there is a man who is, statistically, one of the most resented human beings who ever lived. You've never heard his name. But you have absolutely cursed his existence, probably around 9 o'clock on a Sunday night, staring at something due Monday morning. So let's find him. Let's find the man who invented homework. If you type that question into the internet, you get a confident answer almost instantly. His name was Roberto Nevilis, an Italian teacher in Venice, and in 1905 he invented homework as a punishment for lazy students. Case closed. That's the story everyone repeats. There's just one small problem with it. It appears to be completely made up. Historians have looked, and there is no real record of a Roberto Nevilis. No documents, no school, no trail. The story just sort of appeared online and got repeated until it felt true. So the delicious irony is this: the villain we all blame for homework is himself basically homework, a thing someone clearly invented at the last minute and nobody bothered to check. Because here's the actual truth. Homework has no inventor. It's ancient. Roman students were sent home to practice their speeches 2,000 years ago. The younger Pliny wrote about studying at home. As long as there have been teachers and students, there has been, finish this before tomorrow. You can't invent a thing that old any more than you can invent walking. What did happen, and this is the real story, is that homework became systematic, universal, and unavoidable in the 1800s, when countries started forcing all children into school. The template came largely from Prussia, whose rigorous state education system was copied across the world, homework and all. Suddenly it wasn't a few kids practicing rhetoric. It was every child, every night, by law. And here's the part they definitely didn't teach you in school: people fought back. Hard. In early 20th century America, there was a massive anti-homework movement, and it wasn't fringe. Doctors argued it was damaging children's health and eyesight. Reformers called it a form of child labor, stealing kids' evenings and family time. Magazines ran furious articles about it. And it worked. In 1901, the state of California passed a law effectively banning homework for younger children. Banned. By law. There was a real, winning campaign to abolish the very thing you spent your childhood buried in. So what happened? How did homework come roaring back? One word. Sputnik. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched the first satellite into orbit, and the United States completely lost its mind. If the Soviets were beating them into space, the thinking went, it must be because Soviet kids were out studying American kids. Suddenly, rigor was patriotic. Pressure was patriotic. And homework, the thing America had spent decades trying to ban, was rebranded overnight as a national defense strategy. Pile it on. For freedom. The pendulum has been swinging ever since, and it's still swinging. Because when researchers actually measure whether homework helps, the results are, let's say, awkward. For young children, the academic benefit is close to nothing. It picks up a bit in the teenage years, for certain kinds of work. But the tidal wave of nightly homework that many kids get, the evidence that it's actually making them smarter is thin. We mostly keep doing it because we've always done it, and stopping feels like giving up. So here's the reframe. The man you blame for homework never existed. The thing itself was so unpopular it got banned, and then unbanned, not by educators, but by a space race and a national panic. Homework was never a punishment some Venetian cooked up to torture you. It's a 150-year-old argument between two ideas that have never made peace, that childhood should be for resting and playing and being a kid, and that childhood should be for producing, competing, and getting ahead. Every Sunday night dread you have ever felt was you, living inside that unfinished argument. The stakes were never really the worksheet. And the worst part? Nobody's marking the argument. It's just very, very overdue.